we have studied how we can find the density of different kinds of solids, whether they are regular solids or irregular solids. In this class, we will go over to how we can find the density of liquids. Now, finding density of liquids, there can be two ways in which we can find the density of liquids. One is by measuring cylinder and the other is by using the density bottle. Now, let us see how we can measure with the help of a measuring cylinder. So the first step towards finding the density of any substance, whether it is a solid or it is a liquid, is finding the mass of the substance. We will find the mass of the substance separately, we will find the volume of the substance separately, we will divide the mass with the volume and we get the density. So first we will overlook the measuring cylinder part, we will just concentrate on how to find the mass of the liquid. Finding the mass of the liquid is very easy. You take a glass vessel like this, and first what you do is you wash and dry and clean the vessel properly, whatever, a beaker or anything, and you find the mass of this empty vessel first. You take the empty vessel and you put it on a beam balance and you find the mass of the empty vessel first. Next what you do, you fill this empty vessel with the liquid, and now again you wash and dry it properly and then you fill it with liquid, and now again you measure the mass of the now it is the empty vessel plus the liquid. Now what you get in the second time is the empty vessel plus the liquid. So from this you need to subtract the mass of the empty vessel to get the mass of only the liquid. So mass of the empty vessel has to be subtracted from the mass of the vessel plus the liquid to get the mass of the liquid itself. So we have found the mass. Let us write it down so it becomes clearer. So suppose we take the empty vessel first and we find that the mass of this empty vessel is M1. Now you take this empty vessel and you fill it up with liquid. Now the mass of this is M2. The mass of this is M2. This is vessel plus liquid. So mass of liquid will be equal to the mass of the vessel subtracted from this mass of the vessel plus liquid, that is M2 minus M1. M2 minus M1, this is the mass of the vessel, this is the mass of the liquid. So we have found the mass of the liquid. Now we will find the volume of the liquid. The volume of the liquid can be found easily with the help of a measuring cylinder. You just take the measuring cylinder which has got markings of volume on its side and you pour the liquid in this measuring cylinder. You see up till what extent the liquid is filled. You read what the reading says on the body of the measuring cylinder. You note that down. Suppose this volume is V. We already had the mass which is M2 minus M1. So density will be M2 minus M1 divided by V. This is how we find the density of liquids. One method is this, and the next method is with the help of a density bottle. It is finding the density of any liquid with the help of density bottle. Now density bottle is a vessel which is mainly used for finding density of liquids. How does it look like? It looks like a vessel like this, which has got a stop on its top, which has got a very narrow hole or bore on it. So there is a very narrow opening on the top of the bottle. This is the density bottle. So how do we find the density of liquids with the help of density bottle? The procedure is, first you take the density bottle. This is a very rough diagram. It looks better than this in reality. So first you take this density bottle, you first wash and dry and clean it, and you fill this up. You first measure the mass of this empty density bottle. Suppose the mass of the empty density bottle is M1. Mass of empty density bottle, I am writing as dV, short form dV. Mass of empty density bottle, suppose that is M1. Now you fill it up with water. You fill it completely with water. Now again you measure the mass of the density bottle plus water. So mass of density bottle plus water now will be equal to M2. Next, you take the liquid of which you want to find the density and you fill it inside the density bottle to the fullest extent, and you again measure the mass. So mass of density bottle plus liquid, that is M3. Now from this we can easily find what is the mass of only water. Mass of only water will be M2 minus M1. Mass of water plus density bottle, we will subtract the mass of the empty density bottle from the mass of density bottle plus water. So mass of water is the mass of density bottle plus water minus mass of density bottle, that is M2 minus M1. Similarly, what will be the mass of the liquid? Mass of liquid will be mass of density bottle plus liquid minus the mass of empty density bottle, that is M3 minus M1. Now see, we want to find the density of the liquid. We already have found the mass of the liquid. The mass of the liquid is M3 minus M1. We just need to find the volume of the liquid. What is the volume of the liquid? Now, the volume of the liquid which is filled to the fullest extent in the density bottle will be equal to the volume of the water which had been filled previously in the density bottle to the fullest extent. Both of their volumes will be same because both of them have been filled to the fullest extent inside the same density bottle. So whatever was the volume of water in the density bottle, same will be the volume of the liquid in the density bottle. So if we know the volume of water in the density bottle, we will know the volume of the liquid in the density bottle. Now how can we know the volume of water in the density bottle? We have the mass of water. The mass of water we have found out, the mass of water is M2 minus M1. Now we also know that density of water is 1 gram per cc. Cc is centimeter cube. So we have this information, this is a known information, that the density of water is 1 gram per cc. So we have the mass of water, we have density of water. From this, so we have density is equal to mass by volume. We already have mass of water, which is M2 minus M1. We also have the density of water, which is 1 gram per cc. So if we substitute in this formula, we will have the volume of water will be equal to mass by density. So what will be the volume of water? Volume of water will be equal to, what is the mass of water? M2 minus M1. What is the density of water? 1 gram per cc. So M2 minus M1, all of these are in grams. So we have the mass, which is M2 minus M1. We divide it by 1 gram per cc. We get M2 minus M1 centimeter cube. So M2 minus M1 centimeter cube. This is the volume of water. And we have already discussed that the volume of the liquid will be same as the volume of water because both of them are being filled to the fullest extent inside the same density bottle. So the volume of the liquid will also be equal to M2 minus M1 centimeter cube. Now see, we already have the mass of the liquid. The mass of the liquid we have here, which is M3 minus M1 grams. We have the volume of the liquids, which is M2 minus M1 centimeter cube. So what will be the density of the liquid? Density of liquid will be equal to M3 minus M1 grams, which was the weight, which was the mass of the liquid, divided by the volume of the liquid, which is M2 minus M1. So the total unit will be gram per centimeter cube. This is how we find the density of liquid using a density bottle. So this is clear. Now the next topic that we will do is relative density. relative density. What is relative density? Relative density can be defined as the density of any substance, the ratio of the density of any substance to the density of water. So, relative density is density of any substance divided by the density of water. Clear? Now, density is nothing but the mass of 1 centimeter cube of any substance. How can I say this? Density is nothing but mass by volume. If you put volume is equal to 1 centimeter cube, you will see that density, suppose instead of density I write 1 centimeter cube. I know that the volume is 1 centimeter cube. So if I put 1 centimeter cube, you see density is nothing but the mass of the substance when the volume is 1 centimeter cube. So instead of density, we can write mass of 1 centimeter cube of substance divided by the mass of 1 centimeter cube of water. Just in place of density, we are writing mass of 1 centimeter cube of substance divided by mass of 1 centimeter cube of water. Now by unitary method, if I can write 1 centimeter cube here, I can replace it with V centimeter cube, where V is any volume, because this is unitary method. If the ratio will remain the same. So in the next step, we can easily write it as mass of V centimeter cube of substance divided by mass of V centimeter cube of water. Simple unitary method, you are multiplying V on both numerator and denominator, kind of. Now if I can write V, I can easily replace it with a more generalized term. That is, instead of V, we can write mass of any substance, mass of any volume of a substance divided by the mass of same volume of water. So that is what relative density is. Mass of a particular volume of a substance divided by mass of equal volume of water. That is what relative density is. Now relative density, because it is a ratio of two similar quantities, it does not have any unit. See, in the both in the numerator and in the denominator we have density. So the units, in a way we can say the units get cancelled, so relative density does not have any unit. Now suppose we are given a statement that the relative density of iron is 7.8. So how can we explain this statement? What does this statement mean? That statement means that 1 centimeter cube of iron will weigh 7.8 times the weight of 1 centimeter cube of water, and this can be said for any volume. So any volume of iron will weigh 7.8 times more than the same volume of water. That is what relative density means. So this is the concept of relative density, which is the mass or the density of a substance divided by the density of water. Relative density measurement can be done in the same way as we have done the density bottle method. The same way we can find the relative density of any substance. Now this is relative density. The next small part we have before we go to flotation is the density of the different states of matter. So we know that there are three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. So this can be said out of common sense. See, in solids the molecules are most closely packed because the intermolecular force is the strongest, the molecules are most closely packed. So the density of solid will obviously be better, will be highest, because the molecules are very closely packed in a particular volume. In a small volume also there are lots of molecules sitting close by. So the density of a solid is the highest. Next are the liquids. The liquids have lesser intermolecular force than solids, but still more intermolecular force than gases. They are the intermediate. So after solids, in terms of density, we have the liquids, and the gases are the least dense among the states of matter. So in terms of density, in terms of density, if we arrange the states of matter, the solids will have the highest density, then come the liquids, and finally the gases have the lowest density. Because in solids, the molecules are most closely packed, most tightly packed, highest intermolecular force. In liquids, the intermolecular force is slightly less than solids. In gases, the intermolecular force is very less. So the molecules are not closely packed at all. They are very far away, very separated from each other. Therefore, the density of the gases are the least, solids are the highest. So this finishes the first part of the chapter. We have done up till flotation, and in the next chapter we will start with flotation.